Hi everyone. So today's video is actually going to mainly be about setting up this new Starbucks Reserve Roastery from Tokyo Camel Edition cover into my new everyday carry wallet. But I thought I'd kind of show the progression of my passport style wallets over the years to show why I'm making some decisions that I have for this specific one. So we'll get to that one in a moment. I have a few items or ideas just kind of stuck in here, but nothing is really in there permanently. So this is the one I've been using since 2019, and it's worked out great. It's been everything I've needed during the pandemic. This one is now going to house my extras. For example, not all of those B-sides and rarities inserts that I had purchased are going to be able to fit in that new wallet. So this old wallet is going to house some of these special edition inserts that I have. This one I started in 2018, and prior to this I was using my Hobonichi Weeks as my wallet when we lived in Ecuador. And that one was, it's more narrow. It's about this same height, but it's more narrow. And I just needed a little bit more, especially coin space, because we used taxis there and everything there. I'll show you the coins in a moment of what we ended up using a lot. So I really love this leather cover. This one is from Prima, and you can see it was aged and loved and definitely used. So this one, I really loved it. So I'm pretty sure there is a setup video for this one on the channel somewhere. And you'll see I had my calendar with this. Yeah, I used this most of 2018. This was also for our move back to the States. Some assemblies that we attended. These are inserts I made myself. These are made out of Prima scrapbook paper and printer paper. So I printed my own calendars, did washi tape and things like that. And that's what I used in 2018. And then the reason why I pulled this one out is because I didn't realize that I still had stuff tucked away in these pockets. So I still have some cute little Project Life cards, some little dot stickers. This is a really handy little pocket. Honestly, I don't remember what I bought that with, or if they just happened to come with these stickers. I doubt they came with these stickers, but so I thought these would be really cute. These are great date markers for calendars. So I had forgotten that all this stuff was still tucked away in here. So maybe some of this I can use. Definitely, I plan to use this. So I'm gonna pull these little dot stickers out of here. And then I just had a little random doodle. That's when I kind of started some practice with hand calligraphy stuff and doodles into some notebooks. So all of these notebooks were handmade. I didn't have a lot, couldn't get a lot into Ecuador. So for example, I think I had bought this and then my cousin brought it to me in a suitcase or something like that. But I've held on to this cover because I love this leather. I would not hesitate at all to use this again. I really love the leather, love the distressing on it. Oh, and so this was the main reason why I got this one, was this amazing zipper pocket. And this has been the best zipper pocket that I've ever had on a planner. But this is why we had to use that there. These $1 coins, I know we don't see them that often here in the US anymore, but they're used everywhere in Ecuador, especially since Ecuador switched to the US currency. So it's the Susan B. Anthony coin and also the George Washington coin, but these are $1 value. So these are what we used all the time for taxis there. A taxi was anywhere from $1.50 was the minimum to $325, $350 to get to the main part of downtown Quito for us from where we lived. So it was very, very affordable to use taxis there. So we constantly had these coins because they were notorious for not giving you change. So it was very important to have exact change when we took the taxi. So that was what I used through 2018. Loved it, moved back to the States, and was ready to go into something smaller. So when we moved back to the States initially, I went back to my Coach wallet that I had in my purse for years and years, but that wallet was probably about 10 years old, and it started, the leather pieces on the inside started flaking off. I don't know if you've ever had one of those leather wallets so long that just the little bits, the parts that are, I guess, synthetic and not leather, start kind of shedding onto my cards and things like that. So that's when I moved into this amazing notebook. So let me take all of my personal cards out of it, and then we'll start moving items into this guy. So all of these are actual items from Traveler's Company. So as we go, I'll make sure to link them above. A lot of these can be found on Amazon through my Amazon link. I think I have a page just for Traveler's Notebook items on my Amazon. So I'll put that link below and you'll be able to see all of these items on that page. Not the Tokyo Reserve though. This you have to order from someone who lives in Japan. They have to be able to buy it at the store and then ship it to you. We have friends and family, but also there's several Etsy sellers and eBay sellers online that you can make those arrangements with as well. So this is a really cute craft folder from Traveler's Company. I flip this occasionally because I find that over time it tends to want to curl one way or the other, depending on which way my booklet has been bent recently. So I do know that my letter pad is going to go in here. So I'm going to move my shtajiki over here, or in English you call it pencil board. I'm going to move it onto this side so that my letter pad can go there instead. I bought a new wallet insert directly from Traveler's Company from the B-Sides and Rarities collection. This haul is in one of my last videos. I'll put the card here so that you can look at that haul if you want to. But it's just a step up as far as quality. It's a waxed cotton insert. So that's the one I'm going to be using in here. So I don't need to move this one out. But I am going to take this because this holds my insurance cards. And I just loop this onto my bookmark. So let me take out my personal information first. Okay, so you'll see this particular, these clear folders that they release, they have a little bitty hole at the bottom. So you can pull your, takes a little doing now that it's in the reverse, but you can pull that little knot through that hole there. There we go. And then it can go into my Starbucks Reserve one. So I have other cards in here that I will transfer later as well. So this one is just going to house all of my extra inserts. Let's see how well they will fit or not in here. Just kind of stack them to see how they do. It'll be tight, but I think it'll work. Yeah. So they are going to be in here. I may end up taking, for example, the extra, like this one that already has some stuff in it. Probably take that one out of here and just have these books in it. So we'll see how these strap in later. So a couple of things that I'm also adding into this book is the connecting rubber bands. So there's 4 of them per package. I'll probably use these brown ones. And then also one of these pockets, not the big one, that's too wide for It's called 004. It comes with 3 pockets. I am probably going to be using this pocket right here, and it will probably be added to the inside of an insert. I have put one before on the leather, but I don't know. Because I plan to keep these long term, I don't know that I want those on my leather cover. So it'll probably go on the inside of an insert. We'll see how we end up using all these. Okay. So this is going to be our chunky monkey goal for this. We'll see how we do. So first I want to start with the basics. I already know I plan to change out this band. So let's go ahead and, this is the band that came with the notebook. It's the extra band that came in the box. Now this one, I do want to take off the knot because I have 2 charms that I want to add. So my first charm that I'm going to add is this little brown one. I'll put the link and a photo of what this one is called here. The name escapes me at the moment. It just slides in so easily. Super easy. And then the second one is the Starbucks Reserve little coffee cup charm. I had debated between this one and the really big R, but I'm in Texas, and that R with the big star on it just reminded me so much of Lone Star, Texas, and not Starbucks Reserve. So that's why I opted for the coffee cup. I thought coffee cup looks a lot more fitting than the Lone Star of Texas. So I know some people will actually take the jump ring apart and put the jump ring back together, but I just sit there and piddle with it until I can finally get it on there the way I want it to. Okay, so this is the tricky part. When you know how you want your charms to lay, you can put them on, like, the nice thing with this one is you can flip it either way. It doesn't matter. The tricky one is this, of wanting it to lay the right direction. If you want it to lay this way, for example, you don't want it to lay backwards, then showing that side, then you kind of have to be careful about how you tie your tie. So what I do is I put it on there first, and then I wrap this guy around this direction, holding it flat, and then I'll take my tails in from this direction. So first we'll slide this one out, hold on to that. You can always use this as a connecting band as well, and it's great to dangle some additional charms. The first one goes in super easy. Sometimes the second one can be a little bit harder depending on the size of your hole. I find that everyone is different. Again, a darning needle will make your life a lot easier, but I always do things the hard way. So there we go. And then I just pull them through. So now when I look on this side, you'll see my charm is facing the right way. Now this one, I know I'm going to be leaving some band. I am going to be leaving it a little bit on the loose side because I know I'm putting a lot of inserts in this. Now since I have nails, I know I pull it up quite a bit, but you'll see my knot is going to have plenty of room. Tying this knot reminds me a lot of doing those Mizuki charms that my grandmother used to make, because those nylon cords are a lot like this, kind of hard to maneuver. Okay, so I'm not going to make this too tight yet because I want to make sure I have enough but not too much in the end. So for now, we will just dangle this down and let it do its thing over here on the side. Okay. The next thing is, I know I'm doing this bookmark with this Traveler's, I think this was Traveler's Tools folder. So again, with this, there is a hole at the bottom of the folder. This can be a little tricky. There we go. So this one again holds my insurance cards. We have 3 cars in our household since we have 4 working adults. So all our insurance cards will go in there. All right. So now the order of how I want these in here. One thing I can say for sure is that I do not like having this bumping up against my covers in any way, because I don't like the dents they leave. So this one, I do believe I'm gonna put as far on the inside as I can this time. And then the letter pad, it has glue right here. But if you put an elastic band on that glue, it's just going to rip those pages right out. There's nothing across the top. It flips like a book, but it has lines on one side and grid paper on the other, and they're meant to rip out. So this one is actually meant to be used inside of the craft folder. So this one is going to go right here, and it fits just great, perfectly. So that's my first one. And then my everyday notebook. This is the Nakameguro Tokyo, Japan insert from the Starbucks Reserve Roastery. So this is one of the limited edition inserts specifically for this edition here. So I want to make sure to carry this one with me because it is just extra special. And in time, I'll figure out how I really want to use it, but I know I definitely want to carry it with me. So this is going to be my first big band here in the front. And I will probably add some more stickers to this guy here. Some other things I thought I would add are those little planner stickers. I believe I got these with my Hobonichi Weeks years ago. These are great for marking dates. So, and I love this one when I'm taking notes. I love using these. Oh, you know what? I can show you an example of how I use these. So if I go back to that first edition wallet from Prima that I used forever ago. So in here, you can see I used one of the little dots for March 31st. And then another time, let's see here, I used it here, an arrow to mark several dates. So that's what I had used those for in my original one. Okay. So now, well, let me think about this. I may want to save the big band for this next one because this next one's going to be really chunky. Let's try this. This one is pretty secure because of the types of inserts I have with the craft folder. So I'm going to use the shorter band on this. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So now we have the indentation on our craft folder, and that fits. So that is in there. All right. So next for sure in the band is this guy, because I don't want this anywhere near my leather. So this one goes in next. It also makes it convenient because that's going to put all of my cards on this outside back pocket area. So there will be that one. And then we're going to go with this one. Same thing. I don't like the zipper on the outside because I don't want the zipper to make an indentation either. So this is going on the inside as well. Okay, so there's those. And then in the meantime, I'll go ahead and slide this guy down as a little partition between the two. Adds a nice contrast of color too, I think. Ooh, he's looking pretty. All right. Next. Okay. So I have a couple of things here, two more things that I want to add. So I have one, again, this is exclusive to the Travelers Company for the Starbucks Reserve. And this is to hold those little cards that you pick up when you go to Starbucks Reserve. You might see some of these cards at your local Starbucks if they are selling the coffee beans from a Starbucks Reserve. So you might be able to get them there as well. All of mine were picked up at the Starbucks Reserve here in Plano, Texas, when we've gone there for different occasions. So I plan to journal behind these cards what the occasion was, who I was with. I usually have pictures from each time we went. At the end of this video, I'll try to show some of those pictures of our Starbucks Reserve here in Texas, in Plano, Texas, and hopefully within the next year or two, I'll be able to insert some from Tokyo Reserve. All right, so first of all, I want to test to make sure that we can still close this with every single one of these notebooks in here. I don't know. That is going to be a stretch, isn't it? I like it chunky, but I don't know that I like it that chunky. So this guy might have to wait. I don't know. Or maybe this guy stays in storage. You know what? I'm thinking that's what it's going to have to be, because this one is practical that I can use day to day. This one is I save special items in it. So I think I'm going to keep this one out for now, just so I'm not too chunky. And I'm going to use this one. So this one is the 2021 from July through December. It's funny, I've seen these on so many videos, and I always assumed everyone stamped this in their book. I've never had one of the ones that has been actually filled out. I've always bought the blank, and then I realized they come this way. Now, another nice feature about this, of why I bought this one to begin with, is if you buy the ones that are actually dated, they come with a sticker set. Let me see if I can find it now. So this specific insert here is called the Traveler's Notebook Passport Size Diary 2021 Weekly. And this one is divided into January through June and then July through December. And the nice thing with it is when you buy these ones that have the year, you get this additional amazing little sticker set. So that might be something to keep in mind. I didn't realize this until recently, that, you know, I would see some stickers and I'm like, wow, I wonder where they bought those. They don't sell these in a sticker pack. These are actually sold with the dated diaries and not the blank ones. So if you really like some of those stickers that you see, then you may want to go ahead and buy the actual notebook. So this one, I look for, what's nice about these as well is instead of the staple, these are really sturdy. They are sewn in inserts. So if you're a fan of the sewn in inserts, these are definitely that quality. Love it. It fits perfectly. Looks great against that mustard yellow too. Looks amazing. All right, so I have one other major embellishment to add to this guy. So my last outside embellishment for this is probably the most expensive pen I have ever bought in my entire life, and it was just worth it to me. Like I said, we've been downsizing with what we're doing in general in life, and this particular collector's item is something I know I'm going to use every day. So I did buy a special edition Starbucks Roastery Tokyo pen to go with this. So I've been using the one on my blue wallet, this one, since the beginning of the pandemic, and it has been the best addition ever to my wallet. So I knew I definitely wanted one for this wallet as well. So this one does work, especially with the Tokyo Reserve insert being that same blue color. So if you have that one can work very nicely, but I definitely wanted the actual one from the Roastery there in Tokyo. So I just clip it on like that, and it just stays on the side of my inserts as well. So as you can see, I still have some room to move these guys around. So that means I can go back on the inside and tighten that knot if I want to. But this is, oh, this just feels so great in the hands. So I look forward to using this one now. It's going to get all kinds of scratches and distress, but I love that look about them. The blue one and the black one don't distress as much because they have a much smoother finish to them. I don't know how to describe it other than it's super, I don't know. It's leather, but it's a different type of leather feel. This one is more of a suede-y type feel, whereas this is like really slick. So this one is going to distress probably a lot similar to this one. It'll get a lot of scratches early on, but that's okay. That is the beauty of leather. These Tim Holtz tonic scissors are really handy when you're using washi because this black coating is non-stick, so your washi tape will not stick to it. Now with the passport size, when you get beyond those, say, 3 inserts, then it is going to stick out some, just because of the bulk. This is really meant for very few notebooks and compared to the standard size. So that is why they will stick out. But for me personally, these are just being used as storage. So this one is fine sticking out the way it is. Some really like it super, super chunky, and others want everything flush. So if you want it flush, you're going to have to probably use only 3 notebooks and an insert, or 2 notebooks with say the wallet insert and the, let's say, the zipper pouch insert and the card insert. So that can kind of give you an idea of how many books you want to buy, so that you don't end up overbuying that is actually going to fit into your notebook. So in my case, it's the 2 books that are left out are the ones that actually came in the notebooks themselves. So I will store these along with my book. This one, in fact, can probably even just store with this book like so. That's another thing you can do with your band if you're wanting to take an extra notebook with you to just take on the go. But since I already started using this one and might use it as extra paper for inside of my other traveler's notebook, I'm just going to make sure I have all of my little extras all together. And then this one will just be a standalone in the bookshelf, waiting to be used.